At the base of your spine, you receive the Magician. He's about making something out of nothing through his willpower and ideas. The planet Mercury rules the Magician card, and it's about communication. So his rhetorical message is telling you to use all of the tools that you have to your optimum advantage. This is why this card shows up sometimes, is that you're not using your tools appropriately, or maybe not having enough ambition to use them. The clarification card is the Three of Wands. You're there. You've made some decisions. This is a movement card. You're going forward. The ideas that you have through the Magician and the tools he's given you is now in a management plan, and you're starting to move forward with this plan. In the base of your spine, you know this is happening. Here in what's considered the pelvic or the sacrum for awakening and arousing, you receive the Three of Swords. It's the heartbreak card. Something isn't going right, and you found some disappointment. And with it being swords, maybe it was conveyed through words. This could be also illicit affairs. Maybe you're married and the other person isn't, or a triangle of people. But it's blocking you and stopping you from progress, and you're not feeling very good about it. And perhaps even on the sexual level, you're feeling resentment, regret, guilt. And here the clarification card is the Two of Swords. It's about opposing forces, and equally opposing forces that are conflicting you. You have to make a decision. But it's very hard and it's very emotional for you to make this decision. Once again, this is playing off the Three of Swords with the Two of Swords, is that something has to be resolved before you move on in your spiritual self and within your sexual prowess. Here at the top is the solar plexus of what I consider sensing and feeling, and you receive the Ace of Pentacles. It's holding out a pentacle saying, with the promise of giving you more. It's a universal green light for a new beginning, but you have to work towards this. You can't just sit on the couch and have it come to you. And I think this is also working off the Magician and the Three of Wands, is that this is a new beginning, and this is saying, yes, you have a new beginning. Well, let's see what the clarification card is. You got the Page of Wands. He can herald new beginnings and chances and opportunities, but he's very young and immature, and he can overlook details and make poor decisions. And I think this card is warning you with the Ace of Pentacles to slow down a little bit and make copious plans and make sure you know what you're going to do the next 2 or 3 moves ahead so you don't make any mistakes. Now here in the heart of the matter is the Ace of Swords. This is a funny new beginning card because it can hurt or harm. It can destroy or rebuild. It's really up to you. But it also has to do with communication, like the Magician. And the Swords here are communication too. So Swords is air and words. So something is coming up, new beginning, offering you opportunities. This is the heart of the matter. And here, the clarification card is the Knight of Pentacles. Once again, you're offered pentacles. But this knight is one of the slowest moving knights. He plods along, and as he goes along, he accumulates things. So it's telling you here, the Page of Wands, to slow down, and here too that it's not going to happen overnight. You just have to slow down, pay attention, and keep track of the details. Down here in the throat, or what I consider communicating and teaching, is the Nine of Wands. He's fortifying himself. He's been through some battles, and perhaps this has to do with the Three of Swords and the Two of Swords, that there was some types of disappointments, and you know that it's not over yet. You're just fortifying yourself and having a respite between battles, and you're going to have to go back out and battle with this. And a lot of this, even though this is a wand, it seems like a lot of this has to do with communication. The clarification card. Oh, there it is. The Magician. Just in case you missed it, you have two Magician cards. So he is teaching you. He is communicating to you. And you're required to learn his messages and also to use the tools that he offers you. Up here in what's considered the scene or envisioning, the Queen of Wands. You envision yourself as a very independent person, or this could be somebody that's in your life or walking into your life, with it being Wands and fire energy. You know, it could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But a lot of times I find that that's not really true. It's usually somebody that's carrying those types of traits, because I believe we change our traits all the time. But she can make good decisions, but they're fury decisions, and sometimes she gets involved in things and too entangled in it that it goes up an octave in intensity. And I think with the Knight of Pentacles and the Two of Swords, and it's telling you to slow down, make some good decisions. Clarification card is the Ace of Wands. There again, you have a new beginning. You have three aces in this reading. It's telling you it's a new beginning. Things are stirring around, and the primordial goo is starting to congeal into something solid from the Magician. Up here in the crown, it's the Ten of Cups. It's knowing and understanding. You're understanding that you're feeling some happiness all of a sudden. Things are changing and falling into place, it appears. And you can glimpse a bit of heaven on the other side of the cups. It's shared happiness, no. You can be happy within yourself, but you have to share it with other people. And I think this is the message, too, is that there's a lot of communication here, so you are sharing. And here the clarification card is the Five of Cups. There was disappointment. And I think it has to do here with your spiritual awakening and sexual prowess. And here, too, with the Nine of Wands, there's been some disappointments and battles. Mostly it appears through some type of communication in words. Your past card is the Two of Pentacles. You got another Pentacle card, but it says that the past, you've been juggling a lot of things, which makes sense here. You've got, the magicians, and you're moving forward with ideas from the Three of Wands. And I think what you've mainly been doing is juggling ideas around and trying to solidify them and make them go forward. And it appears from all of this is that they are. You are moving forward, but slow down. Make sure you know where you're going. The future card, couldn't get any better than that, is the Wheel of Fortune. It's an upswing of fortune. It's telling you, yes, you've been in some down times, and I think there has been some disappointments. But it's going to be better, and you're moving forward. And you're going to have luck involved in it, too. What was it that you can... A grain of luck is worth more than a field of rice? Here, at the bottom of the deck is the feeling, or more the energy of the reading, or the outcome, and you have the Empress. The Empress can be about sensual feelings and sex. And here, that's where you got stopped over here with the Three of Swords and the Two of Swords. But she can also be about fertility and the birth of something, a project, an idea. And I think with having the two magicians, this is what's been going on, is that you're now on the cusp of quite a few new things, and it has to do with making money, extending your ideas out into the conscious world. and you will have luck in March with that. Now here's the Enduring Virtue Messages of Angels card. You got Astara. Tara means star, the name or the word Tara. And she says, you deserve the best. Reach for the stars with your dreams and desires and don't compromise. I've seen this with the star card, but you didn't get the star card, but it's telling you that you have dreams and desires and you're going forward with them. Wish you all the luck because you'd certainly have it in the future card. The top left-hand card for what you know, it's the King of Pentacles. He's the king of practical matters, a pragmatist. His realistic goals are his key to success, and let me emphasize realistic in realistic goals. He's good at the demanding skills of making money, but financial gain is not completely the focus of his quest. Wealth can come in many different flavors in the sense that it can be spiritual, physical, and financial well-being to yield multiple dividends in many different ways. He strives for win-win situations where all can profit and engages in trustworthy agreements with foreseeable success. Might sound funny, but kings are the forerunners of the tarot cards. They trump the ace in the respects that an ace is only a promise. And kings have gained wisdom through empirical observations and practical experience, giving them worldly knowledge that can lead them to success, while realizing at the same time that money doesn't necessarily bring happiness, but as we all know, it brings luxury and comfort. The clarification card is the Ten of Pentacles. It's the happiness card. So whatever the king had done, it did bring happiness, and now it's giving you a feeling of a respite of stability and contentment. It's like you've feathered a nest into a temporary comfort zone. However, 10 is the number of endings and new beginnings and a rebirth sense, and it appears that it's time to shake things up a bit and move on. You've hit an equilibrium, and now you seek a new equilibrium. In the interim, you know and you actually expect that there should be some disorder. Everything goes from disorder to order, and order to disorder. This is what in physics they call entropy. This is also a brief chemical stability in chemistry. Once the system is disrupted, then the equilibrium seeks a new one. In what can be or is yours, you receive the Nine of Cups, the Wish card. Luck can be or is yours. But in this instance, you might not get all that you wished for, but in retrospect, you understand that perhaps everything worked out for the best. I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't get into anything with a grandiose preconceived idea, and then become disappointed if you don't receive it all. The clarification card is the Ten of Wands. I call this the heavy load card, and although everything seems to have worked out for you and you had a short window of comfortable success, you realize that you took a lot of responsibility and work on that, maybe too much. But in the end, it worked out for you. But then again, here you're at another 10 card for endings and new beginnings, just like the Ten of Pentacles. Now you have the Ten of Wands. These last four cards, the King of Pentacles, the Wish card, and 2 10 cards, all are screaming new beginnings. You're seeking something, or maybe seeking new horizons to conquer, would be a better way to say it. The Self or Self-Awareness card, it's the High Priestess. I have a feeling that somewhere, somehow, there's a cosmic connection of intuition working here, and something about right place, right time feeling. The priestess is the translator of the heavenly to the earthly, and I'm thinking here that the messages came because they were always present, but now you're able to understand her subtle messages, and perhaps with more uncensored clarity. And the clarification card is another major arcana card. It's the death card. It has spiritual exploration written all over it for me, with the high priestess above it. Something about the veil between the dimensions has thinned or had thinned, and it caused some kind of destined transformation. This realization of change might just sneak up on you. I know myself that I don't realize sometimes that I'm transforming until I pop out the back end of it, and all of a sudden, oh, hey, I transformed. And then other times, it's an epiphany in the duration of your transformation. And when you come to this realization, you want to throw the window open and yell, I'm changing, to the world. Now, the future card is the next natural progression from transformation. It's the Six of Swords. It's about moving on, and I don't think this is like a dramatic moving on, like you're divorcing or escaping. It could be for some, but not for all. It's more of just calm circumstances of moving on. It's just ripples instead of a tsunami, and the death card is urging you to move on. It's just the natural course right now of time. The death card goes by its own time. Regardless of how much you kick and scream, the transformation is going to happen when it's in the natural course of a flowing river. It's saying, too, that you're seeking new horizons and greater things. You had great things from all the Pentacle cards and the Wish card. You had connections with yourself and intuition. You're changing, and now you're moving forward.